So now we have some more gardening too, but a whole lot of other things with Melissa, who's going to be talking about working with community partners.
Hi, everyone. As I said, my name is Melissa Hozik. I'm the adult programming librarian at the East Brunswick Public Library. I've been here for almost 11 years now. I was also one of those kids who was like the crazy environmental club person that like went to the classrooms and sorted through the trash. So like this has been part of my world, and so it's just kind of made natural sense to be doing what we do. Since 2017, we started an Option Green series. It started off as just lectures and kind of grew from there. We are very lucky that our environmental commission here has a Friends of the Environmental Commission, which is a 501c3. They run the community garden. They helped find National Moth Week. So they have all these great things. They do free cycling twice a year in the town. And they came to us and said, let's do a program. And then it was, let's do another program. And then it kind of went all over the place, and it's become this really amazing thing that I'm very excited to do. Most of the presentations or lectures are free or low cost. We love our county, our master gardeners in Middlesex County. The Camden County, you're going to have even better choices. I'm from South Jersey, so from Garden Central. We had PSE&G come and talk about different electric options for your home. Faculty from Rutgers. Rutgers is 15 minutes up the road, so we have been very lucky with that. And also lockdown helped get us people from across the state as well. So we also have a seed library. We do a plant swap that's also grown like crazy, pun intended, craft swaps, and they've all grown from this partnership. So we're very excited that we get to keep building and coming up with new things. Since lockdown, we've tried to record presentations whenever possible and make them hybrid and open to anyone. Go to the next slide. So I have just a few of the many past programs. If you go to the link, ilove.ebpl.org/options/green, you can see all of them. Jersey people are really into birding, and especially if you're down in Cape May, that is the place to go. But we had people do that. Geocaching, which is still there. We were lucky that we got an ALA Resilient Communities grant that we talked about climate change and community with the state climatologist. I highly recommend him. Bring him to your library. He's absolutely fascinating. Mushroom tea, where the person actually ran around the library and found fungi and said, do not eat these. This one's probably okay, but do it with someone who knows what they're doing. Moths, rainbow workshops with the New Jersey Watershed Ambassadors. Stuff about water qualities, we've been talking about that now. Honeybees, the true cost of fashion, which was absolutely fascinating, and learning about all the horrible things that go into making clothing so cheap. And that's how swaps for clothing that are so helpful. And then our seed and plant swaps. Next slide. We've been very lucky to be recognized by the Association of New Jersey Environmental Commissions. They have an Environmental Achievement Award. They also have an Environmental Congress that they do it every year. And it's people from nonprofits, from libraries, from the environmental commissions themselves throughout the state. And they do some really good panels and resource sharing. We won our first one right after we started Option Green, and then two series that we had in the past 2 years. We did food choices for a small planet, talking about food waste, what we can do at home, what New Jersey's doing in ways of processing that, and then larger global issues. And then this year, 2 weeks ago, we just got one for WeCycle, where we brought in the Middlesex County recycling team and talked about what's the accurate way to recycle, because companies put wrong numbers on things to be kind of not good about that. And then State Department of Environmental Protection. Next slide. Yeah. So one of the things that we see a lot of libraries have been doing is the craft supply swap. So it's a free cycling event where it's just art supplies and tools. This list is not comprehensive. I had to pull Woodridge from another future slide that Larissa had, but you can see all these libraries are already doing it. Ours is actually modeled off of Matterhorn Aberdeen's. And so that gives you an idea of we've taken theirs. They're a smaller library. We are a physically larger library, and it kind of grew and grew and grew. So next slide. We have donation guidelines because, as we said, you get weird things that people donate that we really don't want. The first year we had 30 donors. The second year we had 60 donors. The third year, which was this year, we had 90 donors. So we had a whole meeting room full of stuff. We brought in volunteers to sort it. And then we usually have about 60 people come through the evening and shop like it's at Michael's or Joanne's, may she rest in peace. This is like a goldfish in a tank. You need to figure out what space you have. So determining how much you will accept, putting that space aside, making sure you have staff and volunteers because you want it to look nice. You want to have like with like so people aren't just digging through. We do a longer donation period because we have that flexibility. And we shop the space. We limit to 1 bag. We try to encourage people to bring their reusable bag. We just said, please don't use an IKEA one. What we also do is we let the Girl Scouts, the 4-H, and teachers also come through and take extras. At the end, they can take as much as they want. We've connected with teachers, and we only had 1 box of trash out of like 50 boxes. So yeah, it's one of those things that it doesn't cost anything other than some time and some planning. And yeah, you're going to learn about some really cool other things.